Hey, what's up, Mech family? This is Vic Time, and I want to talk to you guys about matchmaking and what's going on, how it's all messed up, and what you need to know. So let's get started. So we're going back in time from the beginning. When you first start the game, they give you Paragon, Autocannons 4. You get Lancer with RPG 2s, right? So all the bots, when you get those weapons, are complete trash. They're like a comedy session for you to think you're good, to believe you're good. The game's too easy, and you have, like, it's your mentality. It pretty much baits you into that's how good you're supposed to be against bots and players. And along the way, you start playing higher players, you start reaching higher divisions. But in this case, the divisions go down from 10 to 1. So 1 is the highest and 10 is the lowest. And along the way, there's players that are improving, they're upgrading, they're becoming better players alongside with you the same time you started and they started. And some pay to win, some are free to play, and you run into each other, this, that, and the other. So basically where I'm going with this is the higher you go with your weapons, your mechs, the pilots, you upgrade them, you compete, you're competing. And matchmaking is actually, Mech Arena is keeping track of all your data. Your data is based on what you purchase with real money, what are you upgrading, what mechs are compatible, what are your highest point value weapons, mechs, pilots, implants, what have you upgraded. Mech Arena has all that in the database. So Mech Arena has you to believe that upgrading makes you a better player. It also makes everybody else a better player because it's not just you trying to win, they're trying to win. Matchmaking has it possible if you purchase a railgun, they're gonna match you up with players that are higher SP than you because you just have a legendary weapon that you unlocked or you bought. So matchmaking works this way. Alright, let's say it's gonna be kind of screwed up, but if you purchase a Disc Launcher 16, Mech Arena keeps track of that. So now because you have that weapon, it automatically will put you with people that have that type of weapon and mechs and players that are in that SP, that hangar type of base. So you're not competing against lower players, say if you have the Autocannon 4s with a Panther or a Lancer with RPG 6. You're competing with players that are Panther, Disc Launcher 16s that are pay to win, that have the dual 16s even though you only have one. I've told a lot of people, don't purchase anything that is valuable, don't max out your weapons, don't do anything, stay in the lower divisions, because in the lower divisions, if you don't upgrade, you're just winning and you're not upgrading anything. You're going to be playing with those kind of players that are in that level. But if you keep upgrading and you keep improving your hangar, even everything in your inventory, those are the players you're actually competing against because they already got there and they have that much more invested in the game like you are. The time spent playing and upgrading, they have been spending money to upgrade their hangar and inventory. So matchmaking doesn't base you on division. Okay, here's another point of view. Let's say you have missile rack 8s, right? And you're playing against the same kind of SP hangars that you have. You're beating them and they're beating you, equal as heck. And you purchase a railgun and you put it on the Panther Energy 16. All of a sudden you're meeting up against these 1000 SP hangars above your SP hangar because you have a railgun. And once you have that railgun, Mech Arena automatically believes that you are at that caliber player. You are that kind of player because you actually have a weapon that's in game. You purchased a weapon that is in game, so now Mech Arena has that in the database that you are compatible with those kind of players. Matchmaking they put you in a full squad when you're solo because you have that weapon. And let's say you get a brick house, the same thing. A legendary weapon is not a common weapon, it's not a rare weapon, it's not a epic weapon. it is end game. So now end game weapons meet up against end game players. End game mechs meet up against end game players. So matchmaking is screwed up because of how you think you're making yourself better, and you're actually making yourself better to compete against better players. I hope that makes sense, because your SP doesn't indicate that that's what you or how good you are, because your SP actually makes Mech Arena database, or the data that it is collecting from your purchasing, upgrading, and your game, your SP hanger inventory, and putting you up against those kind of players. That is what the program is, and you need to know that, because that's what I noticed and that's what I experienced from the game. And it's not climbing the divisions, it's not playing tournaments, it's what you are upgrading, what you are purchasing, what you are spending your credits, A coins, your keys, what you have in your inventory collection. Disc launchers, EM rifles, railguns, stasis beams, arc torrents, missile rack 12s, whatever the case may be, whatever you have in the inventory, Mech Arena has that in the database of you playing the game, and matches you up with that caliber of players, those players. So if you're getting screwed over in matchmaking, it's because you want to improve your hanger, and because you're improving your hanger, they are matching you up with your hanger and your inventory database versus their database. So yeah, we can all agree that matchmaking sucks. It is horrible. No, it is not. The reason it does not suck, and we all say it sucks, I have said it before, I know a bunch of people have said it before, but it does not suck, because when you think about it, you're upgrading as much as you can to become that player you imagine yourself to become. And while you're upgrading, there's already players maxed out. So you're upgrading to meet those players. So you're only moving up while they're just waiting for you. While you upgrade, you're meeting those kind of players because they have been upgrading the same amount as you have been upgrading. So everything you're doing, they're doing, and you're meeting up against them. So if you have a full squad versus a solo player, that's because he's at that level. And if you're solo versus a full squad, it's because you're at their level, and they're all the same SP as you are, even though you have bots. Matchmaking sucks? No, it's the SP. It's what you have invested in the game that has made you play against a full squad when you are solo, or when you are full squad versus a solo player. It's the same thing. Now, I have played with a bunch of 3K players, and I'm a 6.2, 6.4, 6.5 player, and we get matched up against top tier end game players, full squad 5, 6K players, because they are at my level. I'm pretty much bringing the other 3K players into my battlefield, because the game automatically thinks my database is equal to the 3K players when we're up against 6K players. Full squad versus full squad, we don't stand a chance, but because my SP is at 6.3 or 6.4, that is the SP I'm up against on the other squad, the other team, our opponent. So the 3.5 players, SP players that is with my squad, have to deal with that. The SP is who is the highest, and whoever's the highest matchmaking matches you up against their highest players, or equal to as a squad. So the 3.5s are matched up against 3.5s to about 4Ks, maybe 3Ks, but the 6 and beyond get matched up against the 6 point and beyond to the 7. I hope that makes sense. You guys have a great night, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.